So, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Bad Bar podcast. Of course, it's your host, Christopher Menning. I'm joined by good friend Michele here, straight from the Waldorf Astoria, The Loft. He's just launched a new menu, which I'm really excited about. It's right here. Bro, you bought one of your drinks. How the fuck are you? Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Really?
And first time having a podcast.
Very cool, man. This is delicious. Can you tell me what it is?
Yeah, so actually I bring more copies so you can open with me.
Okay, sure.
This one is actually, I explained the menu a bit. What we do is a partnership with Thai University that is called Sunanda Rajabat.
Okay.
That is near, of course, it's in Bangkok. And what we do, because you've been to the Loft before, everything is about art.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of brushes and a lot of canvas around. So the idea that I had is to partnership with this university, but not to match the cocktail based on the painting, but based on the technique.
Okay.
So the university created 13 different type of painting using 13 different type of technique.
Mm-hmm.
And each painting they use different technique on the way to make the painting, and we made the drinks based on the technique, not on the painting. So they have acrylic, watercoloring, paper layering, collage, and then this cocktail right here that we are sipping is actually the technique is photography. So the cocktail is called Vintage Snap, and we try to do a twist on a Negroni. Right now, as you know, in Thailand, this start to be very famous, these milk punch things. So this one, we try to make it in a Negroni. That, of course, I'm Italian, so it's quite unique. So we do London number 3, the rosé vermouth, and then we do with the Campari, we do the milk punch using basil syrup, Japanese yellow melon juice. And because when you do a milk punch, you kind of remove the bitterness, we add a pomelo juice, handily squeezed. So we re-add this bitter that we take out with the milk punch, we re-add it, and a drop of saline solution. Now, as I told you, it's like we having the garnish is frozen inside the ice. So we put the picture of the bar into the ice. That's why the technique is photography. So when you sip it, you can actually see the picture of the first impression of the bar when you come in. That picture, we put it into the ice.
Nice. Man, it's really, really tasty. Thank you so much for bringing it.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, and firstly, you look so smartly dressed. I feel kind of bad that I'm not in the suit myself. You came straight from work, right, to come here, so I appreciate that. Bro, how long have you been there for? It's been a while, right?
Yeah, so it's been actually a while. 7 December 2017, so it's...
Wow.
But again, we had...
6 years.
6 years, and we had, of course, the COVID in between. So that it kind of gave me more energy to continue and to be there, because, of course, it was 1 year pre-opening. And then we opened. After 1 year, COVID came, almost 2 years closed. And then actually, let's say not 3 years, but people start to travel back not too long ago. So
there's not many people that have been in a venue that long, you know. That's pretty impressive.
So yeah, I love Thailand. I love Bangkok. It's my home now, and yeah, I can give more, you know, to the place. Then of course the 50 best is like keep you always excited, you know, you want to kind of be part of it. The hotel is also, all of our staff actually in the hotel stay in the hotel from very long time.
Right.
Especially my team as well. I have some of my team stay with me from the first day. It's been also a long time for me. It's not easy to be in a place. Of course, I'm very happy there. Is the Loft, especially the bar, I think is very unique. You've been there, so to have those kind of cocktail in a place, not open area, in the middle of the city, you can see everywhere, you can see everything, and 56th floor. So it is quite unique. That's why, like, if I will make a move, I have to be for something not same level, but that can compete. Correct?
It's one of those places. Every time I go, and I always sit at a bar and just look at the view and think, oh my God, the views are amazing up here. Like, what? I should be here more often.
Yeah, it's on top of the world.
It really is. And for those who don't know, so it's sort of, I guess you would call it Lang Swan area, correct?
Yeah, Rashad Amri.
Yeah, Rashad Amri. Okay.
He's actually, he's in between. He's in between. So he's in Rashad Amri. He's a Waldorf Astoria. And Waldorf Astoria, that when you see it, this tall building called Magnolia, so they also combine with the residence. So it is a residence and hotel. The residence is one side, the hotel is another side. And the top 3 floor, we have the steakhouse that is Bull and Bear, the loft, and the champagne bar.
Champagne bar is really nice as well. We've done a lot of events there. We did a
Together, yeah.
martini masterclass, which is quite fun with Lorenzo.
Very nice.
You guys, I mean, honestly, it's a beautiful bar. So congratulations on the new menu again.
Thank you.
Really. I mean, we've got the cameras rolling. I don't know how much these guys can see. We might have to hold up a little bit, but it is beautiful, man. And, you know, I know a lot of people have been going there recently to try the cocktails. What was, other than art, what was the other inspiration that sort of drove you for this menu?
So I tell you, very, very clearly, like what I think when I do menu. It's like I'm like this, a bit weird. I feel that about taste is everybody tastes everything, and everybody is like try the spirit, try the product, try to do different syrups. So my first inspiration always come from colors, from my eyes. So, you know, I love a lot of clothes. I love fashion. So when they allow me to do for the first time this menu a bit out of a box, because there is a bit not really matching a 5 stars luxury, but we made it in that way to be able to be served there, correct? So what we do is, I don't know, every time I see colors, I try to give a flavor to it, and I try to combine in the drinks. And I always, from the first menu we actually had a partnership with this friend of mine. So that was a bit more straightforward, because he created the heart and we combine the cocktail to the heart. So based on colors, based on what the animal expression was giving, was a bit more personal.
Okay.
And then this one, we made it more as a team, more for fun. And yeah, we pretty much, I told to those very young guy, came from the university with the teachers. We came, I think, 2 or 3 teachers and all the students. And it was nice because, of course, they were not speaking English perfectly, but they were doing it. Okay. And me, I don't speak perfect Thai. So we had the kind of, we need to understand with what they see. So that's why I made some cocktail. And then each of them, I told to the teacher to do what they feel, based on the feeling they got talking to me or coming to the loft, and telling to them which type of art they have to do, correct? Okay. So, and one of them actually was funny because, I don't know if you can see in the camera, she decided to draw me.
Yeah, I was just literally going to point this out. And you kind of look a bit like, was it Al Pacino in The Godfather?
Yeah, so actually, yeah, it's like I shake like this because all the time I shake, I like to turn my body to the side, but cool. I always like to look in front of what people seeing, and if they're looking and what they are seeing, I like to look around the bar. And she, after saw me shaking, she do this. That is also one of the pictures that we use a lot of for media. Yeah. But she exactly do in black and red. And this cocktail is actually, the technique is drawing, because she draw it, and it's actually, it looks really nice.
Do you have this piece of art as well?
Yeah, we have it. I hope I can keep it.
Oh, you should. Definitely.
And yeah, they draw it on canvas. Okay. So it's not even easy as paper. No. So you know the liquid is very easy to go aside and to, but yeah, they did an amazing job. So, and they are very young. So each of them, they made what they felt. And the funny part of creating this menu was that we didn't see the painting until we actually also had the
Wow. So it was a bit of a surprise for you as well.
Yeah,
like,
and then the funniest things is that when they delivered it to us, the painting, our cocktail was ready, and we actually saw that some of the cocktail are completely matching.
Wow.
Some of those, of course, I had some idea. For example, you know, the oil dropping, just drop it is called.
Okay.
This cocktail, I don't know, when they told me that they want to use oil drop it technique, I always had in my mind to create a mess into the glass. You know, it's like when the oil is combined and create those kind of different color in between. So the idea of this one was in my mind, and with my team we made all the drinks exactly together. I remember we had all the idea, write it down, but we never had the chance. You know, working in hotel is not that easy as a standing alone bar. So hotel, you know, to get the ingredient, to get people, to get delivered is not that fast as you wish.
True.
So
it's a lot of red tape, a lot of people
that
to
you
approve.
need to keep up. So once we had these 2 days for no alcohol, with all the bar team, we were kind of going close to the timeline, and I asked them, let's meet all at the bar and let's do it. So we actually met around 2:00, and we stayed there until midnight, and we made all the 13 drinks. Some of those was even wild because I had the idea on the colors, but after you shake it, you combine it, something changed.
Right, yeah.
So you need to get back from the beginning.
Okay.
But I must say, it's like this just drop it. It's like my bartender Kunek did it. It's like I really touch up a bit. So this menu, we made it really all together with my bartenders, all of them. So, some of those, one of us have as a personal. So let's say Kumpon, my bartender, has Candy Cat, but me, I have this one that I always wanted to do, that I want to talk about it actually, is the Golden Serenade.
The
is
Golden
last
Serenade,
one.
okay.
Yeah, because it's one of the drinks that actually we do, with Macallan 12. And when they told me the technique was printmaking,
Right. Okay.
something came up in my mind. Is like, this is have to be different. So I start to look into internet, and funny story, one guy from Italy, he messaged me, and he's the owner of a company called 3D Vault. And this guy make a 3D printing. So I say, look, did you ever send to Asia? And he say, no, I would like to do something. And I say, okay, I want to do this. So they print a barrel, exactly the barrel of Macallan, and the pot still of Macallan. They 3D printed as a small version.
The exact replica.
Exactly replica.
Wow,
with
okay.
of course they wrote on top the loft.
Yeah.
And on top the barrel is the Macallan signature.
Wow.
And we made this unique thing that we have a glass into the barrel
Okay.
in the way we served.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and the printmaking, every time printmaking, I always think printing on paper, correct? But I say, I want to print the vessel, I want to print the glass.
Okay.
So we printed the glass, and now we mix it. And it's actually a twist of an old fashioned that the next time you come, I really want to let you try.
Thank you, yeah.
Is I told them I want something woody, and they created this that is actually look like the view from Bangkok,
Yeah.
but with the view with the flowers and everything about gold and orange. So it was really matching.
It's beautiful, and I can really kind of get a sense of the taste just from reading those ingredients and looking at the print as well. It's like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, so we
Sandalwood tincture and,
we stir, we pour into the pot.
Yep.
And then in front of the guests, we open the barrel, and we pour from the pot into the glass, and then we leave it to the guests. And the funny thing is that when me and my team in the same day, we went outing in I don't remember, near, not too far from Bangkok. It's like 3 hours. We went with the quad.
Okay.
You know, they have a river. I don't remember the name of the city, but you go there with the quad in the middle of the forest, and it's fun. So we got a house there. We stayed there. On the way back, we stopped to those kind of big shop that they sell all the Thai, original Thai food. And we found a stick that my team told me that Thai people used to eat long time ago. That is coconut sugar, but it
nice.
look like a piece of wood.
Okay.
And I said, wow, this have to be a garnish for this. And it's funny because in Waldorf, we having, especially in my bar, the age of the guests is like, the people coming, they are not that young. So every Thai guest see it, they say, oh my God, this is I was eating when I was a kid. And we put it in actually the most expensive drinks we have on the menu.
Yeah, 880 baht.
Yeah,
It's quite high.
But again, it is we at the loft we put quite a lot of product. So in this one we use a Macallan 12 Sherry Oak,
Which
and
is
then
obviously already a high price.
already
Right.
as a shot we put exactly the same as a shot.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we put 40 ml. Then we do the infuse of Mancino Rosso with Palo Santo, but very attached because Palo Santo is very strong. Then Amaro Lucano,
Okay.
Mancino Coffee. That this Mancino Coffee has a taste of a coffee, kind of nutty hint. And then this honey that a friend of mine imported for me from Yemen.
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 Why did you
So
decide Yemen?
Because this friend of mine is coming from Yemen.
Okay, right.
And he told me, you should try my honey. And I said, look, can you give it to me for
Yeah.
this cocktail?
Okay.
And actually he imported because his friend has a shop, and we get this beautiful honey that actually we make also whiskey sour at the loft.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's the first time that you in the drinks you have a smell after shaking it. The smell of the honey is still there.
Wow.
So it's very unique. We infuse with ginger, touch of Perrier, and then instead of normal bitter, we do our homemade bitter. So we got this Everclear. We infuse with the sandalwood. Then we dilute a bit with water, and we make this bitter.
Okay.
And then they have this bar and this presentation quite unique.
That's a lot to go into one drink. A lot of like creativity and thought to sort of
Yeah,
all this all together. That's
this is the thing. I have sometimes a lot of problem is because I'm very creative,
right.
and sometimes you have the idea, but to make it is not that easy.
Normally, I mean, so this is true. When I worked in hotels as well, I'm a creative person, but I always have someone who kind of brings me back. It's like, Chris, you're in the clouds. Come back, come back. So there's always a sort of dynamic with that. Do you have someone like that at the hotel? Or do you get
Okay.
told sometimes to, you know?
No, actually, I tell you something is I must say that my biggest support is my GM.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Every idea I have, he talk to me. Because, we had some issue with bosses. It's like some go and one left. And so what I got the best is my GM because he's always open to talk to me. So every idea I had, it went there. Of course, after that, you need to see, because we are a chain, it's Hilton, Waldorf. So sometimes my ideas went a bit out too much.
Right,
So they
okay,
need
yeah.
to put it back on track. But they never stop the idea. They kind of always say, okay, but if we cannot do this, in which way we can do it? So I'm very, very, very creative person. So this menu, is like, I tell you something, it's like Magnolia cocktail. Our building has this white line all around. And then I say, I want a glass with all those lines, but the technique was acrylic. So every company I found that they can do it, they can do inside. And they say, no, I want it outside. So you can touch, and it's giving you this acrylic touch, because acrylic normally is not smooth, correct?
Yeah.
When you say acrylic, you see something not smooth, not soft, not flat. So that is the idea what I have of acrylic. So we made this glass with those white lines that look like similar to the building, but they are outside. So when you touch it, you have this unique touch of the glass. And then inside, one of my close friends that maybe Konstantin, he was living here before.
Okay, yeah.
He
yeah.
made this product that is a kind of a grappa from Rome. And when you taste it, it is so unique. It's like really acrylic. It's like you feel it's like if you're Italian, you like it. But in Thailand,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I say I want to put it in the glass. So I made this cocktail that when you drink it, is very smooth, but you can feel we play a bit with the flavor. So yeah, this menu, I personally can say that we play more with flavors. We play a bit more hard. In the previous menu, maybe we were a bit playing safe. And yeah, we have this, it's like Fig Fixer is a sculpture. So I say, I want to have a sculpture on the glass. And they say, I want to make something on the glass.
Okay.
So I speak to my pastry chef and they say, look, what you can do. And they say, man, but how many you need? It's like,
yeah, this
you
is
cannot,
true. It's
you
like,
will be having
you got
6
30 ordered
ballroom,
tonight,
It's like,
yeah.
we having those events, and if you put more jobs, it's like, how many you need? And they say, look, I don't think I need a lot to try to upsell. We made the sculpture glass from Chiang Mai. So the mug is handmade from Chiang Mai, and the sculpture, some little flower and elephant on top the glass.
Okay.
And then on the rim, and then on top, many people say, what is it? They don't know what is fig.
Oh, fig. I love fig.
Yeah.
It's a great
So,
ingredient.
but when they see it, they like it. So we made me and Kunek, he created this idea of a whiskey sour with fig that works very well.
Are these figs from Chiang Mai? Because I know Chiang Mai has a lot of figs, but they're quite small normally.
Very small
Yeah.
and not too strong flavor. So what we did is he created this whiskey sour. And what I said, look, we should take out the sweetness from all those syrup we had, and we should put it in the fig. So we made a jam.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you said.
And we put a couple of spoons on that. And then even when we say fig fixer, a lot of people doesn't really know what is fig. So my idea was, okay, we need to create this sculpture on top. Why we don't use a fig? So we cut a fig, and with the chocolate ring on the ice, with the fig keeping the ring, so it is look like kind of a sculpture.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know, I like to play a lot. Sometimes, as you said, it's like you have the idea and then it's too crazy that nobody can match it. So you need to step back. I don't like to do that. Also, when I wear clothes and stuff, if I have an idea, I just go for it. It's like if you have too many people try to change your idea, they should do your job, correct?
It must be nice though to have all this come to life. All these beautiful ideas. And
Yeah,
just literally.
and
it's,
this is it went to varies like that.
Yeah, but it's not just you, and it's like you mentioned about your team, the young artists from the university, right? You said
They are so proud.
I mean, yeah, they must be. Having their art featured in a menu like this is something special, right?
Also, we put the real heart at the bar.
Okay, great.
So
yeah.
they send it to us the real painting, and they are of course a different shape. Some of those are actually on paper.
Can we ask which university was it?
The name is
It's got the front, right? So.
yeah, it's called Suan Sunanda Rajabat University. I hope my Thai accent was
Faculty of Fine Arts.
was
Guys, congratulations, really. It's great stuff.
yeah, they came all to the bar, and actually we had a lounge for some people, for some media that they came the day I think you were traveling, that Kunduan invite you. We had it for split days, and all the artists came. So all the guys that were there talking to the media, and of course they were shy, but they did a very good job. And this menu is actually kind of fun because also what we like to play with the team is like which cocktail is sell the most, correct?
Right.
So
What is selling the most right now? What seems to be most popular?
oh my God, I must say we are competing with Candy Cat.
Candy. I mean, that name alone is
Candy Cat. That this my bartender did this milk punch with tequila mezcal, with mango, strawberry, and jasmine, and then he had the Roku, and the drinks is very smooth, and the technique is pastel.
Okay.
So we put a little meringue that look like the cat on the painting.
Yeah.
And it is a very, very smooth and very nice, but competing with the level 56. And you will not believe the Golden Serenade.
Really, it's going well.
So,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, it's an old fashioned, correct? So you don't drink it that fast. And you feel the Macallan inside. It is a very nice drink. It's not because I did it. It is you drink when you're using good product. For me, this is like for food. And I love to cook. So once you have a very good product, it's very hard to mess it up. At least if you don't start to do so many things on it. Me, I'm very simple guy. You know, it's like less you touch it, better it is.
For sure.
So in this one, of course, we infuse something else, but again, the percentage of vermouth and the amaro we put is nothing compared to the big part of the whiskey, correct? Even in the food, I like to have a good pasta, good sauce.
Well, I mean, you're Italian. You guys come from the best cuisine in the world. Yeah, of course, use good ingredients.
Someone also trying to take that out of us. But yeah, I mean, many people like it in Thailand. Many people like it, but you know, it's a lot of carbs. So not too many Thai people love carbs.
I don't know, man. You say that, but Italian cuisine is. I mean, we did the Italian issue, this one here, and I'm not even kidding. There's 400 Italian restaurants in Bangkok right now.
Everywhere.
Which is madness when you think about it. 400, like
everywhere.
But there's definitely a big community, particularly in F&B. There's loads of Italian bartenders. Shout out to some of them. Also, an amazing group of chefs as well. But
amazing chef.
For sure. It's funny. We always joke about, and I think I put in this article as well, about the Italian mafia. So spreading across the world, and especially in London, you have this huge wave of all these amazing Italian bar managers and.
I mean, Italian, they are everywhere in the industry, correct?
Yeah.
I think...
but I think it's your DNA, right? The hospitality comes from when you're...
A lot of us.
Yeah.
But not so many, but a lot of us. But you need to like it. You need to love to... You need to love hospitality.
Did you ever have that growing up as a kid? Did you...
Always.
Yeah.
It's like from when I was... I started to love this job from when I was 12.
Right.
So, but of course you cannot work at 12, but you can school. So I do school for hospitality. The pasta, the blue pasta, is called De Cecco.
No.
So it's coming from my city. It's called Filippo De Cecco. And they do in my, it coming from my city, and you open a school, hospitality school. So you can kind of do receptionist, you can do a kitchen, it's like chef, and then you can do serving. We call it sala. It's like taking care of the floor. Maitre d' or restaurant manager. And yeah, I choose a chef. So I do first year, second year, third year, you have to do all. And then on the third, you choose what you want to do for the next 2 years. And I choose chef. But when during the school, I went to a club, and then I saw this guy became a very good friend of mine. He's called Alberto. And yeah, he was doing bartender. He's like Flair in this club on top of the stairs. He's like everybody looking at him, and they say, I want to be there. From that day, I start to work, I focus only on bartender. So I do the first American school for bartender Equilibrium in my city. And then I went to Garda Lake for 2 summer seasons. And then I realized that I need to speak English to do this job. So I choose the farthest place from my city. So I went to Australia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In Sydney. I will live there for 1 year. And then on the way back, I stop here and I start to work here. And I always want to be in contact with people. So why I choose a chef and then I change is because in the kitchen you are not that close. And I had my experience in the kitchen. I love to cook, but I prefer to be, Actually, one thing I love about my job that even last night and every day I realize is the best, that of course, many jobs, I don't talk about all of them, but in terms of industry, I feel that my job is a job that nobody can be between me and the guest. I don't know if you, I don't know if you understand. It's like, it's like can princess come? I can take order directly from her. It's nobody It's like, if I want, I can go there and talk, because everybody want to talk to bartender, correct? It's like, let me talk to the bartender. Let me order my drink.
Yeah.
Sometimes they also do with the chef, but with the food is different. You know what you like. You know I'm hungry of steak, I want steak. But with the drink, sometimes you don't know. You know the base, but you want sour, but what you have some fresh fruit, you have some juice, you have some syrups. So, and being at the bar, I realized that every single famous people come, I have a chance to talk face to face to them. You know, one of very important guy came to the restaurant, and even there, I thought, okay, maybe I will not see him. They say, can the bar manager come down? I need to order my drink. So I said, okay, what do you like? It was a Negroni. And the security came up to see what I was doing. Yeah, I need to open a new bottle. And I said, wow, even this guy talked to me. Okay. So I say, yeah, I love to be no protagonist, but it's kind of, you need to love it and you need to be humble, because a lot of time you're talking to someone that, you know, they don't know, or it's the first time in a bar ordering something like that, or it's a lot of things you should see. And a lot of time I think that many people forget that, and they're a bit too probably. So
one thing and I don't know if this is very similar, but when I was in hotels, I really loved the theatre of it. Being the sort of bar manager, the host, being at the center stage, running the show, making sure everything's going well, and really being in control, and making sure that every guest has exactly what they need, and I'm there to answer questions. It's almost like being in a play, in a theatre, and I really love being that main character and driving.
That is the most important thing. But again, sometimes you need to, very hard is to, as you say, when you have a lot of thinking, but someone cannot understand that how important it is for you, sometimes it's frustrating. That's why you need to, it's not really about training, it's about to be connected with your team. It's like doing training, sit down there for 3 hours talking about something that maybe they don't understand. Is sometimes it doesn't give what, just to be understood as a person and to give yourself in what you feel. Maybe they say, okay, he really loves this job, we need to follow him, So being there controlling everything is nice, but you need to, I think the most important thing is you do with yourself, in terms to don't try to fake it.
Of course.
You need to really be yourself. That's why it's like in this menu, what I did is, to all my bartender and to my service staff, is you have to choose which one you like. You make one of your own. And you need to feel that represent you, correct? Because a lot of time, you go to a bar, and me, I like to say, would you like? But a lot of people, because they are being trained or something, they say something that they don't know. And you can feel that is not what they like, correct? So me, I said, look, you like this? Maybe only you like. If some guys ask you what you like, you say, really what you like. And in the way you express yourself, the guests really understand how happy it is, how happy you are to present this drink, correct? So in this menu, we really do that. And in my bar, I try to train my team in that way. Of course, is everybody say, yeah, but when you're there or when you're not there, it's a different things. You can't control that.
It's always the way.
You cannot be two persons in the same time, correct?
True.
So I trust my team, and then
good.
I just make sure. The only thing I make sure a lot is the recipe. It's like, it's not really on the pre-badging. It's about that if you make the cocktail, everybody the same, everybody shake in the same way, kind of understand why you shake, and the cocktail tastes good. We have a recipe, so.
Yeah. I think you're right. It's genuine hospitality is key to it. It has to be genuine. It has to be from the heart. Don't fake it, for sure.
I have to be from her. I pour you some more?
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I'd love some. It's I mean, man, you've been at the same place for 6 years. I'm interested as well. You mentioned you went to Australia. So can I ask about that journey? Did you did school in hometown Italy? You went to Australia for a year to learn English, and then you say you stopped off in Bangkok. Have you been back since, or did you really just stop at Bangkok and that was it?
that was it.
Really? That's such a crazy journey. Wow.
So I tell you everything. So I was working in this bar in Italy that was unreal.
Cheers.
It's like, cheers. Thanks again. Huh?
Appreciate it.
Was unreal, and was called Winnie's Bar,
Okay.
and was a dream working there. It's like dream, but the most things that is like excite me was that when I arrived, my bar manager Massimo, he was talking to 7 tables in 7 different language.
Wow. Okay.
So I said, I mean, look this guy. Like, I wanna be him so bad.
That's showing off to the max. Like.
But you know, it's like every day different suit.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
For Wednesday, he had a long jacket. For Friday, the red one.
Yeah.
Each guest have a different pen. Cartier, Montblanc. You know, it's like I was there. It's like, man, he's a king, or is a prince, or is a bar manager.
Yeah.
And then I say, okay, I need to speak English, and I need to keep up. And then when I decide to go to the farthest place to Italy, the reason is because I said, if I am with Italian, you will only talk Italian, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I went far, and then on the way back, I fly with Thai Airways, and at the time was stopping in Bangkok before go to Sydney. And I stopped for 5 days because my mom was scared because I was 19. And I said, she said, it's like, actually, my best friend, Jacopo, he was a chef here in Bangkok for a restaurant called Zanotti. You know?
Yeah.
He's my brother. He's like, you know, I grew up with him. It's like I have 2 brothers. He's the 3rd one. And yeah, my mom said, can you stop there for 5 days so at least Jacopo see how you look like? He's like, it's the first time traveling out of Italy. It was my first time
This
going.
is your first trip as well.
Yeah,
My God.
first trip.
Okay.
So I stopped here for 5 days, and Jacopo took me around, and I saw Bangkok, and I was with my best friend at the time, Mattia, and I loved it. I'm not sure about it. You know, you have these feelings, or you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
And when we went to Australia, we start to work, we found job, we move house, we live together, and then we separate everybody, whole life. And then after that, I said, okay, I think Australia is done. Even though I would love to be there at the time, but I say, okay, maybe I think I'm okay. It was a good experience.
Sure.
I had very good money. I made good money. I was good, everything. So I say, okay. And then talking to Jacob, I say, on the way back, why you don't stop here 1 month or 2 months for a holiday?
Yeah.
And then if you see something, you stay. And then me, I say, actually, my plan was to do a month's holiday, but he had his 2nd room free, and I said, okay. So boom, I drew away my ticket. And funny story is that the day I landed, they took me for a party because it was my birthday. On the 16th, I arrived in Bangkok on the 19th. He took me out for crazy parties. So it's like wild. First day in Bangkok.
It's a few in Bangkok.
20 years old.
Wow. It's the best way to go.
Oh my God. You know, so I say, okay. In the morning, I wake up, hungover like never. And he was working in this restaurant that at the time opened a little coffee shop in front that they do also little easy pasta. So I went there, I was eating, and table next to me was the owner of a company that you know very well, G4, Brand Connect.
Okay, yeah.
Luca. And he was eating there, and then we talk, and he said, what do you do? Bartender. Oh, I start to sell spirit. You want to work for me? I said, yeah. Tomorrow you can fly to Singapore. Yes. Okay. Here is the ticket. Boom, I fly to Singapore, prepare the paper alone, 20 years old, didn't know what to do, come back, and I start to work for him. That at the time was very different because he from wine, he started to also sell spirit, but I was the first employee with Hiroshi that at the time was my boss that you met.
Yeah.
and I was doing training around, because at the time was a lot of Italian product. So I was doing trainings and meeting people. And funny thing is that Luca was saying to me, one day, if you're smart and you work with me, you will arrive to the top, you know, because you will meet so many people, correct? And now I'm working at the loft. Look where I am.
Well, literally
you know?
on the top, yeah.
Yeah,
literally.
so that is like something I really thanks him, Luca.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, it was from there I started to work as a kind of not brand ambassador, but I was representing those brands and doing training for Antica Formula, Fairnet, Tito's, Pernod, those kind of brand that, Patron, that they were a lot of people, Italian product at the time, you know, Punta Mes, so what is Vermouth, Negroni, was start to be the beginning. And then, I worked there, and then in the same time, I work with this friend of mine, Konstantin Jabrowski.
Yeah.
So I was working there as a first bar every day. So morning office, and night until 4 a.m. in Jabrowski, 8 in the morning in office, sleeping 3 hours for a year.
It's kind of, I'm just sorry to interject,
Yeah,
because I
no,
know
please.
this is a great story, because a lot of people that might not be listening, people who are in Bangkok and have been here a while will know that those guys really built the industry. I mean, you know, what we're talking about now is like the foundation of what F&B in Bangkok was.
It is.
Because back in that time, there wasn't really any cocktail bars.
I mean, Jabrowski was the only speakeasy,
Yeah.
together with, what was called? No, Sugar Ray
Right.
and Hide and Seek.
Yeah, which is where Kieran was, right? So
Yeah, Kieran was there,
at the
and
same
then Stefan, Philip and Sebastian.
Right, yeah.
They were at above what is now Giglio. I don't even remember the name. And I was working Jabrowski, that at the time was crazy because there was no menu. Still no
Right,
menu,
yeah.
but at the time was like, we were crazy busy, and was really a hell of a job. And then I opened the house on Saturn.
You opened the House of Saturn? I did not know that.
I was the first bar manager of the house
Wow.
on Saturn.
That's something I never knew.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And well, that was wild, because that was crazy, because actually I started, and was really unique concept, because was not W.
Right.
They want to keep it as different things with this very famous chef right now. He has 2 Michelin. Chef Fatih was like Turkish chef, amazing.
Okay.
And now he has 2 Michelin in Istanbul.
Wow.
Crazy chef. And the GM Clement, that now is the general manager for Louise, a Michelin star in Singapore, in Hong Kong. He was also the best super boss. So we opened this place, and was really, I was 22.
Wow.
So it was the hardest things ever done to open a place like
At that age?
at that level.
Jeez, in a new country as well, like.
Was so new everything,
Yeah.
and was actually the guy that really let me feel home as well, was the F&B at the time called Jacob. Now he's moved, I think, in Rosewood, Amsterdam. He really took me under his arm, and it's like together with Clement, and they kind of let me grow up, you know, teach me how to look nice and shaving and be myself and
Nice, okay.
be unique. So yeah, we did that, and then after that, my dream was to open my bar at 23 years old. It was my dream.
Wow, big dream.
And one guy approached me and they say, "You want to open your own bar?" And I say, "Yeah." And it was Alex, that is the owner of Opus,
Right.
you know, together with Davide.
Yeah, yeah.
And now he's a chef, very amazing chef on Davide Caloi. Now he's a chef in Mrs. Jigger.
Miss Jigger, yeah.
And he's my
Freaking amazing guy.
my big brother. And yeah, we opened this bar together called Mickey's. He was
Okay.
chef with me, so we do
Davide.
together, yeah. And
That's
we
cool.
really made it together. And then unfortunately, when we opened, the king passed away at the time.
Right.
So it was
okay.
very struggling for everybody, and also my partners. So they didn't want to really reopen after that, and they didn't want to move the location at the time. So I said, okay, we still good friend. Everything was good. But at the time, Waldorf approached me. And I said, wow. When I saw the place, and I say, maybe I can do it. this is a big challenge. So I opened my bar. I learned a lot. Was really big lesson. And then I said, you know what? Let's take this chance to open an hotel. So it's 6 outlet, 24 years old. I say, wow.